Hello guys, welcome back. Today I got you a short video. It's one of the most asked questions and repetitively I've been asked to go in more detail about the whipping motion on the Systema strikes. I like to use the word whipping because it's more graphic. It describes straight away what the concept is about. A lot of instructors instead use the word valna, which is Russian for wave. But if English is your second language, which is my case, when someone tells me wave, the first thing that comes to my head is the ocean and the wave that comes and then hit the shore. Of course, there's the wave, that is prolonged, like the frequency wave or sound wave, which is the concept that we talk here in Systema. So, for example, when you do the shields, Salnichik Valna, Boko Boy Valna, Peredni Valna, which are the front shield, the side shield, the rear shield, the upper shield, wave, right? Because it does have a wave motion. But I prefer, that's my personal choice, to describe it as the whip, because the whip delivers the strikes on a wave motion, right? So let's say if we're delivering a punch to the face, and I have explained this on my strikes tutorial. The strikes comes initiate here from the hip. Why from the whip? From the hip, because the hip is our center of balance, our center of equilibrium. Of course, when you initiate the movement from the hip, it does make alongside with it, it drags, the movement of your leg, which involves the knee and the ankle. So that doesn't mean that the strike starts from the ground. That is a misconception. That is not correct. I have some of my students pointing out other people saying that the strikes they take the power from the ground. Normally, this type of misleading concept of wrong explanations come from people that I personally call the Systema Pirates. They are not certified instructors, neither in Systema or any other Russian combative system. And they misled the public. These are the people who actually give a bad reputation to Systema. So we have a campaign in called Systema Combative to put Systema to the level where it belongs, as one of the top, very well thought combat systems. And these people are just thrashing the whole thing around, saying that the power of the strikes come from the ground is just mysticism and witchery. Yeah, the only thing that we take from the ground is stability and balance. We have to be fairly grounded to deliver a powerful strike. Just remember this famous boxer Muhammad Ali, or Cassius Clay, whoever you want to prefer to call him. He used to say, I can't remember the exact word, so if you remember the exact word, just please put them in the comments below. That move like a butterfly and sting like a bee. So by that he meant that he moved with freedom of movement, light on the feet, but at the moment that he's delivering the strike, he grounded himself, his feet on the ground to deliver a powerful punch. The only source of power inside the human body, or the energy that we use to deliver powerful strikes, come from one source and one source only, and that is the food that we eat. If you want to put that to the test, you simply stop eating and see for how many days you're gonna go. You will notice how your energy, your strength depletes over the days until at one point you simply perish. You will die of starvation. We don't take the power from the sun because we are not solar panels. We don't take the power from the wind because we are not power generating turbine equipped windmills like those ones used for alternative energy. We are not a nuclear power because we're not nuclear submarines. We don't take the power from the ground. You know, the power from within, from the food that we take, the food that we consume. So eat a healthy diet and regularly, and you will have enough strength, enough energy in your body so you can perform your job, your duties, right? So ground yourself, and when you initiate the movement, you know, from the hip, that will bring also the movement of your ankles and your knee, because you are either going up if you're using the elbow up, or you are lowering your body if you are ducking your elbow down. So this type of movement are a good one more exercise to get you in the mood for your training. You know, moving the chest, moving the back, moving the shoulder, moving the arms, moving moving the hips, moving the knees and the ankles. Freedom movement, freedom of striking in spiral motions. And that wave initiated from the hip that covers the entire body is the maximization of the biomechanics of the human body to deliver a powerful strike without committing your balance. You keep your hip aligned with your shoulder and deliver the strike, right? So the power is inside the body, it's not taken from anywhere else. The ground is only for stability and balance. If you take your power from the ground and you use both of your feet to take that power, what happens when you deliver a kick? So if you're delivering a kick in a whipping motion to the side, at some point when one of your feet detaches the ground, then what happened there? You have only one feet in contact with the ground. So are you taking half of the power? Your power is split 50-50, so you deliver a half powerful kick. All right, so as a proof of concept, I brought today an actual whip. This is a genuine leather Spanish bullwhip. Okay? It's not Russian, it's Spanish or great because that's my ancestry. All right, so this is a short whip. It's around 290 centimeters long, I think, last time I checked. So I will put the measurements in imperial on the description box below. So it's harder to crack a whip that is short. It's easier to crack a long whip. Okay? So I'm not a whip master, just like I was explaining in my latest videos about the Shashka sword, that I'm not sword masters, and there's a reason for that. I explained on the Shashka sword video that I have no intention of becoming a sword master. I have no intention of becoming a whip master, because we are in the 21st century. Nobody fights with swords these days anymore. Nobody uses whips these days anymore unless you are a farmer and you deal with cattle. But most people are not farmers and they don't deal with cattle. So I see of no value to me to invest hundreds of hours of hard training to master weapons like the Shashka sword or the whip that is extremely unlikely that I will ever use on a real situation. So if you're an officer of the law, for example, it will be an absolute waste of your time to invest hundreds of hours trying to master the Shashka sword, when it's more likely that in the performance of your duty you will have to use firearms, baton, taser if you carry one, and so forth. So you invest most of your training time with the weapons that is more likely that you are going to use in a real situation. If you're a civilian, well, it's very likely that you're going to be facing situation when you are in an empty hand, when you carry nothing with you. So invest most of your training time without any weapons at all. If you in your jurisdiction are allowed to carry, let's say, a pocket knife or a folder knife, then train extensively with it. All right. So today we're going to be doing the the shields in the wave motion, the shield banana, which is the shields wave, with the whip, and we are going to attempt to crack it. Remember that I said this before, the whip is the first man-made object that broke the sound barrier. So when you hear the whip crack, that is the sound boom. When the tip of the whip is flying or moving faster than the speed of sound. To do that, then we're going to initiate our whipping motion from the hip, then moving up to the shoulder, into the elbow, then the wrist, and when we're striking, the tip of our whip is the actual fist. Okay, but in this case, that energy is going to be transferred from the fist into the handle. We got a longer whip today, so it's going to travel all the way to the tip. So I'm going to stand farther away so I don't destroy the only camcorder that I have, which is this one, with the whip, and I will attempt to crack the whip with the Systema strike whipping motions. All right, so I will try to speak louder as I go farther away from the microphone. Start with the shields, with the whip. So side shields. All right, hang on a second. Let me stop there 1 second. Safety first. The tip of the whip in the eyes will produce severe damage, so I'm not going to let the whip to take my glory. So I'm going to wear my safety glasses. All right? And hopefully I'm not going to hurt myself or the camcorder. Side shield, upper shield, back shield, side shield, back shield, upper shield. So when doing that, then I'm going to start delivering the strikes. Crack there. We are cracking it. That's a crack. 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 So when we hear the crack, that means that we have the motion right. It's the right transfer of energy. Now let's swap hands with the left hand now. Okay? Whoops, got it wrong. Let's transfer it at the front. The whip is a flexible weapon. It's not the staff, which is rigid. Crack, crack, crack. Well, we're moving the hips, shoulders, chest, elbow, wrist, and a crack. Crack. Right-handed, I'm working with my non-dominant hand. Back shield, side shield, upper shield, back shield. Crack. 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 Excellent, we made it. We cracked the whip. That means that we got the motion right. We generate the energy from the hip in the same way that we strike, and we use an extended whip. We transfer that power from the fist into the handle of the whip, travel across the entire leather whip to the very tip of it, and we broke the sound barrier. So we got a meat buster. Meat confirmed. All right. So, to summary up, motion, moving, walking, freedom of movement, delivering from the hip, going up, the knee goes, move, the ankle move, transfer to the shoulder, transfer to the elbow, the wrist motion is the last part of the whip in our arm. With the actual whip, the continuation move from the wrist into the handle, transfer into the tip, and we crack the whip. We deliver continuously the wave of energy to the tip of the whip, and we broke the sound barrier. Right? Pull, elbow down, elbow up, to land and transfer that kinetic energy into the target. This is what makes Systema Strike so much power, and this way of work is unique to Systema. There are no other martial art or combat system out there that delivers this kind of power and this freedom of movement when striking. Right? I hope you enjoy the presentation today and that answers some of your questions. If you have questions, just please write it in the comments below, and I will try to go back to you with answers as soon as I can. Right? See you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.